viele Boote sind von uns dran?
5.
Riskieren wir es?
Ich glaub schon, Kalon.
Nach Backbord auf 180 Grad gehen.
Backbord 5, neuer Kurs 180 Grad.
Na, Kriechbaum, easy Gefühl.
Wird klappen, Herr Kalon. Ganz sicher.
Rohr 1 bis 4 klar machen zum Überwasserschuss.
Rohr 1 bis 4 bewässern.
Ich fahr weiter.
Gut so auf Brücke.
Rohr 1 bis 4 werden bewässert.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus, hart Backbord auf 107 Grad gehen. Anlauf beginnt.
Achten Sie auf, schwerer Druck!
Bug rechts, Lage 50.
Angestellt!
Entfernung 2200. Steht!
Da, die zweite sich überlappt! Doppelschuss auf den Dicken, die anderen Einzelschüsse!
Ziel aufgefasst.
Steuerbord 15, beide Maschinen kleine Fahrt voraus! Mündungsklappen öffnen!
Schaltung Rohr 1 und 2. Neue Lage 63.
Eingestellt!
Lage laufend folgen.
Deckung! Rohr 1 und 2, Feuererlaubnis!
Rohr 1 und 2 fertig.
Rohr 1 und 2 sind fertig!
Rohr 1, los! Los! Rohr 2, los!
Rohr 3, Feuererlaubnis!
Rohr 3, fertig! Rohr 3, los! Rohr 4, fertig! Rohr 4, los!
Zerstörer voraus! Die Hunde schießen!
Right. So when I was at Building 81, when I was at Warner Brothers, I was based in Building 81, and that was a small building, 2 stories. It had Clint Eastwood in it, John Milius, Mark Canton, Joel Schumacher for a time, Chris Nolan, who had just taken over the Batman franchises. The Wachowskis, David Heyman, Akivas Goldsman, and for a while Wolfgang Petersen, and he was very easy to talk to. And for me, with Wolfgang Petersen, it started with Das Boot.
Maulhelden, nichts als Maulhelden. Alle sind. Na los. Notieren Sie das. Nehmen Sie das auf in Ihr Heldenepos. Die Propagandakompanie wird sich freuen. Musik fehlt hier. Unser Hitler-Jugendführer könnte mal eine Platte auflegen lassen. Ja? Den Tipperary-Song, wenn ich bitten darf.
Zu erzählen. Da habe ich schon ganz andere Sachen erlebt. Da muss ich jetzt mal hey, jetzt sind wir die Tommys. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary.
Die Platte wird durch ihre weltanschaulichen Unterbau
Yeah, for me
Where
too.
Did it? I mean,
Yeah.
and what's interesting is I was doing a little research. I know I hate to surprise everyone. Das Boot was seen as a pro-war film in Germany, not on purpose, but that's the way the German marketplace took it because they were like, attack, the music. They said the music, a lot of people, journalists blamed the music. Beautiful score in the movie. It was seen as an anti-war film everywhere else in the world, but in Germany, they were like, what's with this pro-U-boat?
It was
isn't that
so
interesting?
brutal. It was so brutal. Yeah. It was actually, I'm told, I haven't seen it anywhere. Originally like a television miniseries, and they cut it down to a feature and released it as a feature in Europe and in here. Yeah.
There's a 5-hour cut floating around, and I tried to make it through it, but it's more of the same in my mind.
Yeah.
It's more of like the depressing German sailor and the unwinnables. We fight for the Fuhrer, but the Fuhrer is evil. So now we must figure out a way to come to grips with our situation.
Yeah,
I love the movie. I'm not making fun of it. I'm sorry if that's
right. But it is difficult to find yourself rooting for the bad guys, basically.
For sure.
And it's the same thing, but less overt in Master and Commander. Okay,
Yeah.
So Master and Commander, they're out there fighting the French and everything, but what American audiences don't really grasp is that's the War of 1812.
Right.
We were at war with them. They were, and so they burned Washington, D.C.
Yes, let's not forget. I never let my Brit friends forget. You burned our capital.
So,
monarch bastards.
So that movie, and of course it is a really, really a real tour de force movie, but you find yourself rooting for the bad guys, and I'm like, wait a minute, what year is this again? Okay,
yeah,
I should be rooting for the French. Vive la France!
Yeah, Vive la France. Das Boot opened up a real sort of landscape to me because it was the first war film, 1981. I'm 9 years old or something like that. It was the first time I saw a real good film based on the other side. And it makes you think, well, what's out there to read? What other human experiences are there out there discovered? And my entire library, about 60% of it, is biographies and autobiographies from like the Axis side, the thinking that goes into being an Axis commander in like an unthinkable situation for an unthinkable government, and it's really interesting to see reading those accounts, and Das Boot is what got me going on all that.
Yeah, it's it's an evocative film.
It's based on a book, right? And the author basically all but threw it under the bus.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't like it.
He didn't like the movie.
There's Wolfgang Petersen said in an interview that he liked the movie until it looked like it was falsely perceived as a pro-war film in Germany. I don't know how you get that out of it. And then all of a sudden the author, who was they say was a bit of a strategist, goes, I don't like this film. It's not my book. And kind of got out in front of the, but it opens up the question, doesn't it, Bill? Like, what is an anti-war film versus a pro-war film? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would argue that most of the movies that were made during World War II from the U.S. were pro-war. All those fake John Wayne things that were shot in Burbank and and
at the Arboretum in Pasadena.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.